Welcome back, everybody, to the European Regional Finals for the Hearthstone World Championships. We're halfway through the day. 2 more spots to go through, 2 more tickets to give away. Greensheep versus Thefishou is coming up next on stream. And boy, have these players had quite the journey. And we can highlight them both in just a second, but I do want to give another shout out to Greensheep once again for being the substitute, the unknown guy, for coming in and taking another player's spot and yet making it to the top 8 and potentially winning one of these bad boys. What do you think?
That's very nice. Flight ticket to BlizzCon.
This is not the actual
Which
ticket.
airline is that? I haven't seen that one before.
It's Blizzard's private jet that they sail on because it's a free-to-play game. Well, now these guys are going to be fighting for the tickets, and it's going to be one more best of 5. We've seen 2 series go to Game 5 once again. I can't really think of any way ending for these guys.
Yeah, I think so. I have to agree with you here. I mean, these guys are all so evenly matched. We're going to see Game 5 most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick to check in once more for people who are just joining the stream. So far, we've seen 2 series so far. To begin the day, we had Quar advance over Mr. Yagut, who did have one of the coolest 100 decks that we've seen in a while, which sounds a little paradoxical in the recent metagame, but you have to go back and watch it if you missed it. And then, of course, we had Number Guy just advancing over Frezar, a nail-biting series where we thought Frezar was going to advance, but he didn't. Savitz, talk to me about the 2 series. Which one did you like more as your personal favorite if people had to go back and watch Vazir?
I think the first one was really exciting just because of the deck list. I mean, the Hunter and Mr. Yagut Car, they both have like great storylines behind them, how they got here and how they have been doing during the tournament. And I think that was, I mean, the last set was also really exciting and it was awesome, but I feel like the first one was even more fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, do you recall the early beta games while there was Masters 3 and there was a Hunter control deck that was kind of similar to this one?
It was, yeah. I do remember Hunter control back then. I was trying to use it a little bit as well, and to no avail. But yeah, people were trying these things.
So
I mean,
it's like a huge rotation made from the beginning of the game.
What are these priest decks that we're looking at? Yes, they're more refined versions of what we used to play, but literally a year ago right now, priest was one of the best classes. We were all playing 2 mind controls. Of course, it was 2 less mana, but I mean, we were all playing something very similar with the Akanai, with the Circle, with the Blade Master. It wasn't that far off, too.
And look at the mage, which Thefishou brought. Yeah. It's basically another iteration of the old Rush Mage with 2 Pyroblasts to the face at turn 8 and all we're going crazy. Oh no, Pyroblast.
It's been around for a long time. We've had quite the journey, not just in the metagame, but for the players as well. I believe Rachel is prepared to talk about the 2 players and see how they're feeling right before their match.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got another round of Hearthstone and another player that's going to be on their way to BlizzCon after it. Please help me welcome to the stage, representing Team Dignitas, it's Greensheep. And Greensheep, your opponent today is going to be from Gamer Origin, Thefishou. Welcome, gentlemen, to the globe, and welcome to the largest stage yet, until we get to BlizzCon. So, Greensheep, you might have come in as a replacement, but originally you qualified through a Fireside Gathering tournament, is that correct?
Yeah, I qualified for a Fireside Gathering, but I also won a Zotac.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to diminish your things, but I want to talk about Fireside Gathering, because that's something really cool that Blizzard is doing. How do you feel about Blizzard's Fireside Gathering initiative?
I think it's really interesting because it gathers people around the community to all come together and play Hearthstone.
And what's better than that? Thefishou, you used to be a poker player. How important are facial tells when it comes to playing Hearthstone face-to-face?
Yeah, sometimes I try to do that, so read tells.
Keep a stone face, Greensheep. All right, gentlemen, shake hands. Let's get this match underway. Casters, all of you now.
Thank you once again, Rachel. And the Thefishou versus Greensheep is about to go under momentarily with Lothar, Savitz, and Artosis taking the handles. But before we do, I want to pull predictions, scores. Lothar, you go first. You're the guest.
I think we'll see a Warlock opening from the Thefishou against Paladin, I presume, which will end, well, either way. If it's Zoo, then Warlock can win. I think so. Then we'll see like battle back and forth, and we'll end 3-2 for the either of the guys. I don't really know how it will end.
All right, so you're taking the caster approach. Can't pick any of these great competitors.
Yeah.
Savitz, give me a hard line here.
I'm really worried about the Shaman deck that the Thefishou is bringing with the double Bloodlust. I'm not sure I like that list so much, so I don't put much faith in the Shaman. But if he has the Zoo, I think he might be able to maybe even sweep with it.
Wow, that would be definitely a big change of pace considering the 3-2s. Artosis, do you follow suit?
I think that if he's playing Zoo here, that's like the biggest part of this match. If he's playing Handlock, I don't know. I mean, it's the same match as any other match here where it's like either player could win here. But Zoo could give him a legs up. I have to disagree with you, though. I would start with the Shaman deck, no doubt. It's just such a wonky deck. You're not going to use it to counter anything. So I'd want to come out of the gate strong with it.
If the Thefishou doesn't start with Warlock and you open with Shaman, then what do you use against Shaman? You have only Paladin then.
You use Priest against Shaman.
Yeah, you thought steal his best cards.
Well,
and then not even need to use it because you drew Holy
Takes off
Smite.
the headset and leaves.
Yeah, I can leave now.
All right, so I don't know. I mean, who's going to win? If it's Zoo, maybe the Thefishou 3-2. If it's Handlock, maybe Greensheep 3-2.
Okay.
The thing is, I mean, is it Zoo is the question. He's playing double Bloodlust in one deck. He's playing Aggro Mage in another. Completely control Priest.
We can make assumptions. But
We've been
not
talking.
certain.
Well, we've been talking a lot about the Shaman and how it's weird with double Bloodlust. But what decks are actually like? What's a good matchup for this kind of Shaman? This is a closing thought, by the way.
Something that has a difficult time clearing the board. Weak AOE. That's how you get value out of the Bloodlust. The card is extremely powerful, but it requires a certain type of setup to use it properly. So if there's like if the Paladin doesn't or the other Shaman doesn't draw the necessary board clear, the Bloodlust can actually win games.
All right, well, we'll see. Shaman versus Shaman to start things off. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you, Frodan. Yeah, Shaman versus Shaman. Artosis 1, Lothar. 1. You said Greensheep was... No, you said he'd open Paladin. Lothar 0. All right. Okay, so Shaman versus Shaman. What do you guys think about this with the double Bloodlust in the deck, and you know about it?
Now, Lightning Storm are more important than usual, and they are like the most important card is in the mirror matches when it comes to Shaman versus Shaman.
Yeah.
So getting a Lightning Storm like Greensheep just did is super important.
I think the early game here is going to be absolutely, I mean, even more important than it usually is, just to see that who gets the early advantage going, and who gets the board control, who gets to make the trades, who gets to clear the totems as they spawn. And I think that the player who can establish good board early might snowball from there.
Well, right now he's trying to decide, does he make a totem, does he make an egg, does he coin out the wolves? That would kind of point towards what you were saying. He wants to clear those totems immediately.
Yeah, that's a good play. That's an aggressive play which fits the official playstyle. So I agree that that's a good move. And he basically has 3 cards that fit 1 mana curve at turn 3 when you overload it. So yeah, I agree with that play.
Well, that's really cool, actually. And, you know, with those 3 1-mana cards, I guess that does make some sense.
It makes sense. You don't often see that because it really limits the next turn with only 1 mana. But I mean, he has every single 1 mana card that he plays. So he will have something to do.
That's actually a great draw, I think. That great opening hand.
Well, look at this his opponent here. Like, he's going to be able to kill a totem, but the next turn, for sure, we're going to see Unbound Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was anything else than that.
We have to say that it was actually a very good move from Greensheep in the last turn because he didn't like overextend the board, so basically forced nothing to be played from the Thefishou side.
And this is going to give him pretty big board advantage here.
Yeah,
getting a 3/5 Unbound right away.
That Unbound might be difficult to deal with. He can silence it, but if he wants to kill it, he actually needs to spend 2 spells to do so.
Well, he does draw another Feral Spirits. Think there's any use in Feral Spiriting and
no,
Earth Shocking it?
so.
I think he has to just do that and use the two 1-mana spells to deal with the Unbound. Otherwise, it might get out of control.
Yeah, and Totem up.
And throw them up, yeah. Or play the Nerubian Egg.
Yeah, Nerubian Egg is also okay, I think.
It could be alright. I mean, he could just cast the Earthshock and the Lightning Bolt and play the Nerubian Egg. Then next turn with the Rock Biter or the Flame Tongue, or maybe both. If there's something with high toughness, he could even play both of those.
Like an Azure Drake.
Well, it looks like instead he wants to play these two, which I would say absolutely means the Earthshock's coming.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise the Unbound can just clear those so easily.
But the thing is, the Unbound will still be at 2 HP. I mean, at 1 HP after attacking one of the walls.
That's
so
right.
if he gets a healing totem...
and he does get it.
Oh.
No, this is...
That's brutal.
This is really,
It
really
does
brutal.
still die to the other Unbound, but I would say it's the best totem he could hope for here.
For sure, I would say.
If there would be a second Lightning Bolt here...
Well...
So getting value out of this Black Knight will be now tricky. I think.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know
I mean,
if
what are you going to kill? A Sludge Belcher?
Greensheep is playing double Argus and double Argent Squires. That was this deck.
No, that was Cupcake.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So maybe, how do you do this? I would love to see the Nerubian Egg come out right here, but does he cast something with the 1 mana?
Well, you have to. If you kill the 100 creeper, it doesn't change much.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it even makes your position worse.
No, after he makes that trade, there's no reason. But I was thinking if he used the Feral to maybe clear the healing totem, then he could have used the spell to kill off that minion.
Now the egg is one for one trade, so it's not so bad.
Thefishou has really good turn here. Drake, Lightning Bolt. I can't imagine anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with 2 Drakes.
Sure, you're quite right about that. He's definitely going to go for that. Still, you know, we do have a little bit of a board for his opponent here. Couple Flame Tongue Totems in the hand of the Thefishou now.
Yeah, but he needs to find a way to get good use out of those.
He will have a hard time establishing a board for setting a Bloodlust or Flame Tongues.
That's true.
There's 2 Lightning Storms in Greensheep's hand. Like, he has to be... Oh, God, that is just a great rip right there off the top.
I think that's the best possible thing that he could have drawn there.
Yeah, yeah. His board looks so nice right now.
Oh, no. So many situational cards for Thefishou.
Yeah, this is the same position he was in yesterday.
God, he's
basically
just like
the same. He had then 2 Rogue Biters, 2 Bloodlusts, and I think 1 Flame Tongue Totem.
I feel really bad for him being overloaded by 1 that turn as well, because if he could have played the Haunted Creeper, at least his Flame Tongue Totems or Rock Biters can do some real work the next turn.
That's the thing with Shaman class. It's a really tricky class to play. I think it's one of the most challenging class to play.
I definitely do agree with you on that. I think that for a lot of new players, they have a hard time figuring out with Overload and situationally which removal matters in which situation against which deck.
Yes.
I believe that's a bit of a misplay there, placing the Drake on that side.
Yeah, yeah. Shouldn't have it at 8 attacks. Some people play a BGH in this deck.
No, he mentioned that as a Drake should be 6.
Yeah. He will drop this spider down. At least he's starting to build something on his board.
In the end, the positioning didn't matter at all.
Yeah. Well,
probably gonna see a Hex.
Yeah. That would make sense. But you know what? Even as a Hex, it can still be bloodlusted.
Sure can.
It's
Both
funny to
players
watch.
are playing Nurgle Hex.
Yeah. It's kind of funny to watch Greensheep actually build a gigantic board against the Bloodlust deck.
Oh, look.
There's the Lightning Storm.
The
but
MVP
it might
of
not
the
be
game.
enough. And it's a bit tricky with the Lightning Storm and the Rock Biter, because he can't like...
What about the Flame Tongue plus Lightning Storm?
I think you roll first.
He wanted to see a Spell Power Totem there, for sure.
That would have been nice.
And he rolls low, which doesn't really matter.
But he...
Well,
no,
it matters a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
He has to...
Well, he will kill both.
No, yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter at all.
He can actually clear this. He can throw the spider into the fire element, or he can use both of the rock biters.
This feels so bad when you use both rock biters.
It sure does. But I feel like he
do you want to actually do that? Yeah, I guess you want to save your Flame Tongue Totem, but well, he has another one.
You're taking the 4 damage anyway from that. I mean,
we will see a lightning storm here. So if Thefishou paid attention to the cards being played from your opponent's hand, he knows that 2 cards will be sitting there.
Yeah, and with the hand that he has, with the hand that Thefishou has, he can't deal with the Nerubian later on either. So,
well, I think he's trying to use the Flame Tongue Totem and the Totem and tokens that he has out to deal with this, but
as horrible as it feels to be using 2 rock biters for the Nerubian, the Nerubian is gonna end the game, it looks like.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you. The double rock biter was the correct play there. He has to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna be at like 1 health. No, I don't think he's gonna be coming back from this one, guys.
I mean, eventually there will be a lightning bolt or some kind of direct damage.
Maybe he has Alex Strauss in his deck.
Seems unlikely, but it's
yeah,
possible.
That was a joke. I wasn't serious.
Yeah, okay. I missed it. My bad.
Well, he actually leaves the 4/4 out here. Thing is, at 28 health, it doesn't even matter what his opponent draws.
Yeah,
that is lethal.
Yeah. So actually, Greensheep was playing 1 different of others. That's the information you want to know, because it kind of gives you information about how to use your example deck in the next game.
Well, you know, that was a kind of tough one, but I think we all agree that the Shaman deck is the weak deck in the Thefishou's lineup. You know,
that's the weakest deck.
It was a bit expected, and now the Thefishou can bring out his priest.
Yeah, and I mean, if he picks up that priest win, which we would expect him to do, you know, there has to be a counter pick here, which has to be, well, that would be Warlock. I mean, you're going to use Handlock against the priest deck, no doubt.
This is like really rock, paper, scissors type of situation that we're here. And the first game in these type of sets is extremely important, and Greensheep off to a good lead.
Yeah, and then we might, I mean, if this goes like the way you would think, we might end up Warlock versus Warlock, so it'll either be Handlock or Zoo going up against a Handlock deck.
I mean, so by the looks of it, I mean, as far as the matchups goes, this is going to be a priest. It could beat the Shaman, then there's going to be then there's going to be a Warlock to beat the priest, and then it comes down to the Zoo versus Handlock. But it's a bit early to say, and the matchup, I mean, the games don't always work out for even the favored deck. I mean, it's at best it's like 80 to 20.
Yeah, I mean,
which is so huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Pretty huge.
But
I would say, by the way, the old Freeze Mage is 95% against Miracle. That's my opinion.
I don't agree.
I think that's the most one-sided match in the entire game, in my opinion.
I think Warrior versus Freeze Mage is actually more than 95.
But you can do things like put in what's his face, Archmage Antonidas, to try to fight back and have maybe a little bit more. But anyways, this is a pretty pointless little conversation we're having. All right, let's take a look at these hands that they have. Well, I mean,
there's the MVP cards of the game, which is Cabal Shadow Priest.
Yes, and
I agree so much what you were saying the last match about Cabal Shadow Priest. It's like spot on.
It's definitely a very important card here, still in those wolves and whatnot.
Yep, it's quite often correct if he was to have the coin, to just hold on to the coin just to get the Cabal that 1 turn earlier. But here he's going first, so we won't see that happen.
No.
Double Holy Nova.
Yeah, not the most exciting.
I mean,
hand.
One is great to have, but using both of the Holy Novas efficiently might be a bit tricky.
Now we'll see. I think no. I just thought maybe playing the wolves here, but it doesn't make sense. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
the Elemental is better.
Yeah, it's probably better to play this way around.
And it looks like this Northshire really not going to get very much done here. Probably just going to die in the next turn, unfortunately.
Yeah. So he can play the Dark Cultist, or he can play the other Dark Cultist, or he can go for a draw, I guess.
I like him attacking into this. I wouldn't mind seeing him attack into that and then play the Dark Cultist, because that would bring you know, this elemental into range of dying to the Dark Cultist, even with the spell being played, but it doesn't end up doing that.
Looking at Greensheep's hand, this looks to me like that's exactly what you want to have against the Priest. Just try to rush him down early, unless you go for the cupcake strategy. This is like a... I feel like Greensheep might have all the tools required to steal this one.
Yeah, look at this. He's got the Flame Tongue Totem right now.
This is the same strategy you wanted to get when you were playing against Miracle Rogue.
Yeah.
Well,
but there is that Orkanai in the Thefishou's hand, and if he can draw the circle, that would be huge.
Oh, that was a 0 cost mana spell.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he does have this Shadow Word Death. He could use it on the 5/3. You think
He's
that's
looking
worthwhile?
at 9 damage next turn.
Yeah, the Holy Nova. If he plays the Holy Nova, I guess he's setting up for another one next turn.
Yeah, this makes so much. This gives so much information to your opponent.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't think it's. Maybe it's the correct play here, but it's definitely
I like
a weak one.
more. Oh, he's gonna go for the Nova.
I like this because the Shaman will now just play a totem and pass the turn.
Yeah, I would imagine.
He
I
should.
could see him dropping the Spider.
Oh, that's the
man.
perfect card for him right now.
Yeah.
Because he can figure out from that Holy Nova that there will be more AoE clear on the following turn.
That's like the turn 6 Black Knight on our Druid of the Taunt.
I mean,
The Druid of the Taunt.
Yeah, or the Druid of the Chart.
from Greensheep's point of view, this draw is just a dream against the Priest.
No question there.
And a Lightning Stone,
Yeah,
which is also important. In
He's
this
got
matchup.
like such a flexible, nice hand here.
I mean,
he's got so much he can do.
How much damage is that? Does he have like lethal with Earthshocking his own Unbound or something? Earthshock on the Feral Spirit, plays the no. How much is that? 12.
He had no
12 plus 5.
Apart from
He's one off if he was to use the Flame Tongue between the Lothep and the Unbound, then Earthshock the Wolf, Earthshock the Unbound, and hit for 2 more with the. So he could actually push the Thefishou down to 1.
Wait, Earthbound the Earthshock the Unbound?
Yeah, I mean after attacking it, so you could get 2 more damage with the with the silenced Flame Tongue.
Yeah.
But that would have been 1 shot.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, he finds really good trades here.
And that's a lot of damage incoming.
It sure is.
Wow.
I feel like he has to draw the Circle of Healing here.
Yeah, without Circle, this will be almost impossible to come back.
I mean,
He has no way of dealing with the Flame Tongue Totem, which is basically 3 damage for the Shaman. And at 11 HP from the Priest side, I think that's... Unless he draws a Circle next turn, this might be over.
yeah. He has to Shadow Word Death that low to...
This is really bad if he loses this game against the Shaman. Because, like, no matter what Warlock deck he brought here, Shaman can beat it.
Yeah.
You get the right draw with Shaman, then, I mean, you can beat the Warlock, so...
This just shows what class Shaman is. If you get the right draw, you don't need any card draw. He didn't actually draw single card this game, right? I mean, apart from the usual card draw every turn.
That is
You
the
just
case.
got raw power from your cards.
Yeah, if you have the right answers at the right time for Shaman, the class is ridiculous. It can do so much. And this, let's see.
He has the means to any end.
Now you can deal 10 that I can see.
Yeah. It's close.
Not quite.
Actually, I believe it's 9. Or
He
no,
could have done
yeah.
10.
Okay.
If you put the Argus on the right-hand side of this spider. Not the greatest play. That's the Earthshock his own stuff, too. You taught me that.
Oh, yeah. Right. Earthshocking the, the Searing Totem. All right.
He gets a card that he will buy him a little time.
Well, let's see.
Using Holy Nova here will put him at 10? No. How much HP he has?
I think there's a 4 attack
right now.
So that's 7, and there will be 4 attack minion on board.
Yeah, and there's so many ways for the shaman to deal exactly 3 damage. There's the fire elemental, there's rock biter, there's fire elemental. I mean, there's fire elemental, rock biter, and lightning bolt. So I would expect a heal after this, just because he's so low.
Yeah.
With the rock biter already in hand, he has a lot of draws to just end the game right here.
That is the case.
Oh. And that's
that
one
way.
seals the deal. Wow.
All right.
Even with 14 HP, he wouldn't be able to win this game.
Well, this is...
this will be a quick series.
It certainly is. This is quite opposite of what we saw before. But you know what? A lot of Thefishou series have looked like this. This doesn't mean he can't reverse all kill.
Not at all.
But it's
Number Guy pulled off this 3 times.
Yeah.
Already.
Actually, you're very right. That's what Number Guy does.
It all comes down to the Warlock. Whether it be Zoo or is it Handlock? We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it is, because I would not be surprised if he was like when you were saying Lothar, he could even play like Leper Gnome in a Zoo deck. And the thing is, we haven't seen decks like that in a while. Like normally what we see are the decks that trade really well with like sturdy minions and Death Rattle nowadays, but something more aggressive could be played as well.
Yep. And again, Lightning Storm would be the MVP of the game.
Yeah.
If Shaman gets the hand like that again, then it doesn't matter. It's
but
Zoo or it's Handlock.
No,
you don't look. Do you look for the Lightning Storms? Because I would like think it's Handlock unless you really look at this guy and his personality and the way he likes to play. Then I would consider, well, it could be either way, but you know, you like, for instance, he's playing a very controlling priest. Like it's the same type of control priest everyone else is playing. So he can and will play a control deck if he thinks he needs to. And Handlock is like one of the best decks in the format.
Yeah. Maybe he played mind games by doing the interview. He was like, oh,
absolutely
I will give some clues that I'm an aggro player, and I actually have 2 control decks in my disposal.
I have seen
Thefishou.
It's Zoo. Oh, I was about to say that. I have seen Thefishou play Handlock too, and he's very good at that as well. But Zoo was more likely. So now we know, unless it's a Handlock with some weird card
It's half
choices.
Zoo, half Handlock.
Yeah, okay, it's Zoo. I'm just kidding.
Well, for the opening hands, he's going to see this Flame Imp. Let's see the look on his face, Greensheep. He's not, it doesn't seem surprised or anything. I think he was probably thinking about this and saying, oh, this definitely could be a Zoo deck that I'm playing against. And his hand isn't bad. Look at this. He has 2 Unbounds. He has a Defender of Argus. He has an Earthshock. These are all valuable cards against this.
Yeah, but most importantly, there's no Lightning Storm just yet. He absolutely needs to have the Lightning Storm to be able to clear the Zoos, clear the Warlock's board at some point.
But double effort isn't bad at all.
Yeah, I'd be like the Unbound coming out. Would you trade right into this?
Oh, you have to.
I think you have to.
I would definitely agree with you.
1 mana for a 3 mana creature, that's a deal you cannot pass.
Yeah.
So you will hero power here and just go face for 4 and kill the Unbound Elemental. Oh!
That's a good draw.
There's a leper.
Greensheep's coin is now gone. And trading that for 1 mana guy. Not all that great.
No, certainly not.
He doesn't play.
He wants to play the
I really like this, because now we can keep the Abusive Surgeon to find a good trade with a potential taunt or something.
Yeah, the only thing that's sad is that Earthshock is much more useful on this.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, he does Earthshock it. Good answer right there.
Thefishou really would love to see something that he can play. Oh, well, that's something. I mean, just the Abusive Surgeon wouldn't.
That's why I would keep
strong.
the Leper Gnome the turn before, because you play around Earthshock and you play for your Undertaker.
Yeah, well, personally, I actually would have gone the same route as you and pumped him up. But actually, being able to trade into, let's say, you know, the Spirit Wolves that come out, that might be very important if you have a bunch of 2-attack minions.
You have also a Defender of Argus.
That's true.
And also a Power Link and you know, Doomguard going down. So I don't think.
Another taunt.
It's pretty good. 2 taunt totems in a row.
Not bad at all, and Greensheep does have a lot of like quality cards and cards that might buy him more time, but he has to drop. Like I said earlier, he has to draw that lightning storm.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many minions.
Thing is, we've actually, because that the Thefishou has actually had kind of awkward cards in his hand for his mana curve, he's actually life tapped a little bit more than you know, sometimes you see with a zoo this early. So even if Lightning Storm comes, he still has a decent chance of rebuilding his board.
Yes,
yeah, he does. Does he play around it here? I mean, we can see obviously that he should just go all in with the Undertaker, Abusive Surge, and the Harvest Golem.
But that's not the obvious play.
We can see.
Of course, I agree.
In this situation, I think that's easily like the strongest play.
Oh. Well, he's going to buff up these minions a little bit. So a Lightning Storm at this point might not clear everything on the board. You'd have to roll high on 2 of them.
Not bad at all. I mean, there's 3 minions, and he could run the Spider into the 3rd one, but...
I will see the Lightning Bolt and the Earthshock to Undertaker, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that 3-5 is pretty scary, but you know what? This Abusive Sergeant actually comes into play really well here now. This is exactly the type of trade, I think, Savitz, that you were talking about.
But knowing the Thefishou style, I wouldn't be all that surprised if he just went for face with like just plays the Dark Iron, plays the Abusive, and just goes face for that ton of damage, let's just say that.
So seeing the power overwhelming in his hand, we can also presume that predict that he plays Void Terrors, maybe 1 in his deck.
Yeah, you definitely could.
It's a bit weird with the positioning if he's going to drop it.
He's definitely going to trade it in, I think.
Oh yeah,
like,
so then it wouldn't matter.
His style definitely is to go to face, but like I think when you look at a Shaman that has used the cards he's used and he's down to 3 cards in hand, you know he plays cards like Doomhammer, I think you just keep trading because the Thefishou has such a strong and nice hand.
Trading is the better play here.
So in the next turn, we will see a Doomhammer with Rockbiter to clear the Iron Dwarf, I think. Oh no, that's also okay.
Yeah, I love
really
this
like
he gets 2 taunts.
The defender
yeah,
too.
that's the better play.
That is a great play. Really well done by Greensheep here. That's actually so annoying to deal with.
How are the juggles gonna fall? He can throw so many.
He could, I mean, if he wants to try to juggle it away, he can play the Knife Juggler and start playing minions. As soon as the knife hits one of the spiders, you kill the other spider with the wolf.
With the spider being drawn, I think you hold on to the juggler because it's really a powerful play to play the juggler and then trade the spider in because you get instantly get the 2 knives.
That's true. I agree with that.
Well, I think this fits his curve a little bit better.
That's
doing
true.
it like this. So
I would have called this a mistake.
Okay, well, one of those juggles actually okay, I think.
Yeah.
On that Defender of Argus.
Yeah,
now
that was a good
we'll
one.
see some Doomhammer value.
You gotta be careful with that, though.
Yeah, he does take damage doing so.
But he will trade. I mean, he will. Oh, I would just play the Doomhammer and
Whoa,
kill the
there's
spider.
Storm, but he can't cast it yet.
Yeah, this is really important here.
It's gonna be a lot because he can kill the spider and he has 11 more from the hand. Huh.
Second juggler.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the juggler and then the death rattle knives come out.
The problem is that the egg is sitting there.
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
It is, but I mean, if this Knife Juggler is gonna slaughter this egg off, that's kind of sad. Let's see it.
So his plan is to use the Abusive Sergeant after this go on.
I think he's gonna. You don't think he'll play the? I mean, he knows there's a Doomhammer in here. He knows there's a card that's been in hand a long time.
Oh no, that's scary.
Does it look on the Thefishou's? Just look at him after the knife.
If he now runs, I would run the Hunted Creeper first because if it kills actually the egg, then you would use your power overwhelming to maybe trade for the. No, that doesn't make sense.
Oh man.
I'm not sure.
I feel like with that egg maybe about to pop, I would actually play the Voidwalker, to be honest. Well, that's gonna make.
He has to hit one knife on this.
This is so risky.
Yeah, it is. Just do it, Thefishou. Let's
Wow.
go.
What a gamble. If he gets the knives for, let's say,
Oh! No, that's even worse. Oh, this will be painful.
But he does have a lot of direct damage, and that flame tongue. I believe that allows him to completely clear the board, because he can take out the spider with the egg and take out the first part of the harvest column with the drake before storming. But he has to be careful here. He should attack first with the egg.
Is he actually going to do this first?
He needs to attack first with the egg.
Yeah,
otherwise the knife might hit on the egg, and then
you're right.
And then he couldn't attack with the egg anymore.
He rolls a taunt totem, by the way. He definitely could come into play here with the Doom Guard in hand.
Oh no! If the knife was to hit, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
I'm really surprised.
Oh no!
Oh no! He can't attack there. So the harvest column is actually going to survive.
Yeah, he is going to have a harvest column left over here.
But I mean, it did clear the border, so
it's
not a disaster.
Such a bad position
I would
for
have liked him to do it the other way around.
God, this is getting really scary here.
Sure is.
What do you? I don't even.
You have to.
It's hurting my brain to try to figure out this play here.
Yeah, Thefishou has to fish for a Soulfire here.
Yeah.
I think.
Soulfire would help a lot.
Yeah.
This is a tough position to be at.
This
You're gonna like
bleak.
that. Like, that's the worst draw you could get
Worst
in the whole
card
deck.
in the deck.
God, that's so brutal.
This is game.
He has to clear one of the minions with the Doom card, but that doesn't feel great. Or,
wow. Or he just makes a couple taunts and hopes.
Can he?
Wow.
Does he survive with this? I think he survives for now.
Yeah, I think he lives through this turn.
I actually like this play a lot. It makes a lot of sense. Now if one of his minions...
Oh man.
Thefishou is going to...
Wait, no, he kills him.
Now it's lethal.
It's lethal. I mean, Greensheep is going to BlizzCon.
Wow, a clean sweep in the top 8.
Wow. Well, as we said, if it was going to happen, it was going to be in the Thefishou series. And it looks like Greensheep going to BlizzCon with a 3-0 over Thefishou, and this means both of the replacement players have qualified for the World Championships.
Which is awesome and outrageous for the other players.
Yes, indeed. Rodan, what do you think about this series?
Yeah, wow, what a crazy way to close out the
It looked like you guys were right. A couple of weaknesses were shown, and I feel like Greensheep played really solid. Overall, he made some pretty good decisions. Of course, he got a couple of nice coin flips his way and some good draws.
Certainly.
But you take the good with the bad. I've also seen Greensheep get pretty unlucky this tournament, so it's about the fact that he's able to hit a couple good draws. Now, taking a look at it, we have 3 out of the 4 players coming into this, and now we're really starting to get into our last match, Clento versus Titus. We'll talk about that in a quick second. But we do want to remind people to make sure to stay engaged and let us know what you guys think about everything that's been going on social media by hashtagging Road to BlizzCon. I've seen all kinds of funny pictures, some photoshops, some people telling us their favorite moments, and we're taking some time to reply. So I want to definitely thank Lothar for coming on. Why don't you get a few... Oh,
it was a pleasure.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. There's a lot of noise going on in the venue. Give me a little bit of a recap of what you liked about this tournament so far, because I believe Ninja will be rotating back on the cast for the last series here.
Okay. I just love the atmosphere here. DreamHack is a perfect place to make a tournament this big, and the organization here makes it also perfect. I think it's like the most entertaining tournament to watch yet.
Absolutely.
So it's just lovely.
All right, well, you can watch the last one from the fan seats, and we'll be able to get into that last series in just a second, guys, but Rachel is joined by the winner in Greensheep. Let's hear from him.
Thank you guys so much. I'm here with Greensheep, our winner from the 3rd match of our 4 matches today to determine the road to BlizzCon Travelers. Greensheep, you do incredible when you play online at home. You were #1 EU ranked player in April a couple times, and you do incredible at LAN. Where do you feel like you do better?
Well, I feel I do well when I'm in the zone, like when I can concentrate just purely on the game and on the plays I'm going to make.
So is that at home, really? You get to put your feet up, hang out in your shorts?
Oh, since I haven't been to a load of LANs, yeah, mainly at home. The first game I played here versus Tice, it was pretty nervous, but I think the second and this game, I calmed down and I felt in the zone.
He was in the zone, ladies and gentlemen. Well, do you think you're going to be able to get in the zone at BlizzCon?
BlizzCon's going to be like amazing, and there'll be a load of amazing people. But I feel if I can calm down and concentrate, I can probably win.
You can win. It has the power inside you. And here's your ticket, because you're also going to need that. Thank you guys so much for a wonderful cast. We have one more game of Hearthstone coming up next to determine our final winner on the road to BlizzCon. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to a quick commercial.